Hi, in this video we're going to look at the Targeted Customers Covered tab. Now this is the last of the blue tactical level data collection tabs, and in fact it's the last of all the tabs in this template. So what do we need to do here? Well, we have a grid to fill out, and the targeted promotional channels that we entered on our previous tab over here have all come through, and our list of products in our portfolio have all come through. Now let me go back for a moment to the previous tab, the targeted promotional budget tab. So here we have entered money amounts which represent the investment that we're expecting to make in this year, which is 2019 as far as this project is concerned. Remember, we set that up all the way back here. There it is, 2019. So these are budgets, and that's fine. It tells us exactly what we're going to spend. But if we were to do some planning and we were to perhaps target more people or less people in any new plan, then we might reasonably expect that this budget may have to go up or down. So what we really want to know is not what the total budget is, but we'd really like to find out what the cost per contact is, or the cost for each of these interactions might be, and that will depend on how many customers this is intended to cover. So that's exactly what this final tab does. So here we're not going to be entering money numbers, we're going to be entering the number of potential customers that this budget that we entered previously is expected to cover right now. So let's do that. Well, I have over here a list of exactly that, the number of customers that those budgets are intended to cover. So I'm going to enter them here. There we go. So that's it. Do remember, these are not money numbers, these are customer numbers. So what we're saying is that we have a remote detailing budget for Paynex, and with that budget we're expecting to cover around about 20,000 customers. Now these numbers don't have to be absolutely precise, they have to be directionally correct. They need to give us a pretty good idea of how many people these budgets here are expected to address. So that gives us the information that we need to calculate the bit of data that we're really looking for, which essentially is the cost per interaction or cost per contact, and that's being calculated for you on the next tab. Now this next tab here, cost per interaction check, is a slightly different color blue because there's no data for you to add here. It is simply the division that is being done of your total budget for the targeted investments and dividing it by the number of customers you're expecting it to cover. So here is a result of that calculation. Now the first thing you'll see here is there are some red flags. No budget, it says, with a question mark. What does that mean? Well, this simply means that we have not included any budget at all for these two products for our targeted promotional channels. There they are, but for some reason we have included a set of customers that we want to cover. So something's clearly not quite right here. Now one thing that might explain this is that they might be launch products for which we don't have a budget yet because we can't do any promotion because we're not allowed to launch yet. So let's go back and check if that's true. So we can go back to our sales forecast tab and see what we've said there. Well, if we look at those two products, they are being launched, maybe only just, and maybe they're being launched late in the year, but as you can see there are some figures there, so maybe we should be considering some non-Salesforce promotional channel investment for these two products. But certainly right now, as we have it, we have not declared a budget for our targeted promotional channels. We have declared the customers we might like to cover, but obviously this means that we have no cost per interaction. So this is something that we might want to have a look at now and try to sort out. And that's precisely what this last quality control cross-check is here to do. But if we look at the actual figures, we'll see that now we have worked out a pretty reasonable cost per contact for these different promotional channels. They're very small in the case of some of them, things like remote detailing and mailing, and rather more expensive, as you would expect, for things like international symposia. So there we have it. This will mean that when it comes to doing our detailed planning with the planning board, inside the Promo Planner tool, the Promo Planner will have some idea by how much we can increase or decrease our investment in these promotional channels when we decide just how many customers we might want to now promote to. So that's it. That's the last of the tabs, the targeted customers covered, and the cost per contact check. Thank you very much.